I never imagined I'd be the one blurting out I cheated in a therapist's office, but there I was, sweat slicking my palms, eyes glued to the carpet. The silence that followed was suffocating. My wife just stared at me, face unreadable, while the therapist shifted in her chair. I waited for the tears, the rage, the accusations, but instead, she reached into her purse and slid a folded piece of paper across the coffee table. "You should see this," she said, her voice flat. My hands shook as I opened it. A paternity test, positive, for our neighbor's baby. The shock knocked the breath from my chest. I'd spent months sneaking around, lying about late nights, thinking I was the one detonating our marriage. Turns out, she'd been doing her own midnight disappearing acts. All those moments I'd chalked up to her being distant or tired, the time she came home smelling like someone else's perfume, suddenly made sense. I'd been so wrapped up in my own guilt, I never saw her betrayal coming. The therapist tried to intervene, but we were already shouting, hurling years of resentment across the room. My confession felt pointless now, like a pebble tossed into a hurricane. She told me she'd fallen out of love, that our life had become routine, and the neighbor was just easy. I wanted to scream, to beg her to explain why she never said anything, but the truth was, I'd stopped listening to her a long time ago. For a second, I hated her, and then, almost instantly, I hated myself more. When the session ended, we didn't speak. Instead, we walked to the parking lot in silence, strangers in the aftermath of a nuclear blast. The worst part wasn't the affairs, or even the paternity test. It was realizing that for years, we'd both been sitting next to each other, lonely in the same bed, waiting for the other to admit they were already gone.